Today we're looking at the game Landmarks from Floodgate Games, and it was designed by...
The game was designed by Danilo Valente and Rodrigo Rego.
And this is a game where you're stuck on a desert island or a jungle island or some kind of island. You're stuck on the island, right? And one person has the map and a walkie-talkie, and they're, of course, not with you. And that person with the map has this walkie-talkie that's not a very good walkie-talkie, and they're trying to tell you how to escape danger, how to find treasures, how to find water, and how to eventually get yourself off the island without perishing. That is the background, the story behind Landmarks. That's what you're trying to do.
Yeah, so in this game, the cool thing is you can play this game either cooperatively or competitively. Two different versions, but in either case, you take one person either individually or one person from each team to be the clue giver, the person who has the map and the radio. And their job is to follow a specific board layout so they know where all of the treasure tiles are, where all the water tiles are, where all the traps, the curses, everything is at, and most importantly, where the exit is, how to get you out of there. They're going to be assigning one-word clues to try to guide you along to find all of the right things and avoid all the pitfalls along the way.
Yeah, and each of these little maps that only the clue giver will see will always have 3 words in it, and those will start you out. Like, for example, this one has the words canteen, grape, and ski.
Canteen's very helpful if you're stranded.
It is actually. So you'll start with those 3 tiles written wherever this map tells you to put those 3 tiles.
Right. So if you have similar words, for example, if somebody wrote the word water and placed it, you would want to, as the explorers, probably place it near the canteen, because the 2 of those are going to go together and try to guide you along that path.
Yeah. So you start, in addition to the 3 tiles that start out there, the clue giver also has 7 tiles to start with that also represent your water. And if you run out, you lose all 7 tiles without refilling your canteen, you will lose. So you want to keep track of all of that on this handy dandy board. Keep track of the curses you might find that you need. You need an amulet to solve them. You need water to help refill your canteen. And traps will make you lose water and reduce your canteen level. So that's really bad.
Yeah. And I gotta say, this little board here, so when you're talking about this is the co-op version that we're looking at here. The board is actually really handy. It's kind of nice to have everything there in one shot for you to keep track of everything where you're at. It's really creative the way the map's designed here. So really, really impressive with that.
This is I'll just show the team version. If you had a larger group of players, you might want to look at the team version where you're on the same island and there's 2 clue givers that are really competing, but they have the same clues that they're working with is the idea.
And I gotta say, having been on both sides of this, being the clue giver, we joke that you should have a blood pressure monitor hooked up to you during playing the clue giver. It's very tense. It's very, you trying to guide people along the right path when sometimes there's multiple options that they could take, and you don't have any other way to communicate other than this one word on a tile and hope they can figure it out.
And you as the clue giver think what the clue you're giving is obviously pointing to a specific part of the map. And of course, groupthink. I think sometimes the more people that are talking, the worse it is. Because but it could also be this. And then before you know it, you're in a trap or you're in a curse or whatever.
Right. Well, a bear could be given on Valentine's Day like chocolate, so chocolate bear. What?
Yeah, so there's that kind of stuff. But that adds to the tension. There's a fun amount of tension in this game, even if it's co-op, because you're like, well, it's a 50-50 shot. It's probably this or this. We got to choose one of them, and then you do. Yeah. And then the clue giver's not allowed to say if you're right or if you chose the right tile or not. You just got to kind of try to figure out if you chose the right space to go to or not.
Absolutely. So, and speaking of the map itself here, so it's really cool. There's this really nice cloth design. It is double-sided here, but the island is kind of laid out there, so you get the feeling of trying to navigate some of this terrain and stuff. And even that will sometimes guide people. Say, well, do you think this is more, mountainous related. It's like it has nothing to do with
Nothing
where
to
it's
do
at on
with
the
it.
map.
It's just to look pretty. And speaking of pretty, this is the highest production value of this type of game I've ever seen. Like just the clue giving word games, I've never seen a game of that type at this high a production value. The cloth mat is beautiful.
Yeah.
And got the nice tiles here. I would have loved to have had an extra pen. It comes with a little writing pen. I would love to have an extra one that's a small gripe. We have enough of our own. But the production value, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. So the only thing I would say is talking about the co-op versus the competitive. So we played both variations of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both agree the co-op version is more enjoyable.
Yeah.
For this game, just because some of the tension, even though you're all on the same team, the clue giver versus the rest team kind of makes it feel a little bit like it's a team game anyhow, where you're kind of working with but against each other. Versus the competitive, you're using one single map, and so it can get a little tight trying to navigate around some of that, and just sometimes creative block with coming up with the words can get a little challenging there. So that
I would always, if I had a choice, play this at co-op. It plays well at both, but if my preference is for the co-op version. I would say if you had more than 5 players, you would need to do the team version, because at that point it's like too many people. I would say if you had up to 5 people, do the co-op version, but if you have 6 or more, you're going to need to do the team version.
Yeah, absolutely. But in any case, it's a lot of fun either way you play it.
Yeah. So thanks so much to Floodgate Games for sending us this review copy, and we really enjoyed playing it. It's going to stay in our collection, and everyone we've introduced it to so far has enjoyed it, including us.
Absolutely.
So until next time, happy gaming.
Ciao.